For several decades, Nigeria, Africa's economic hub, has struggled with corruption, an epidemic that has swept through all sectors of governance, especially in relation to public procurement at the federal, state, and local levels of government. This has left devastating effect on the economy and quality of public service delivery. As part of efforts geared towards promoting transparency in procurement processes, stakeholders in the advancement of good governance at the Media Roundtable this Wednesday in Abuja said they have designed Ethic First, a tool to checkmate excesses in public procurement processes in the country. Clevis Gloria Atta was at the event and now brings us details.
Recently, Nigeria's anti-graft agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), and other stakeholders said that over 75% of corruption cases against public officials in Nigeria are procurement-related and linked procurement frauds to the growing poverty in the country. They further added that Nigeria loses $18 billion every year to corruption and financial crimes, which amounts to 3.8% of the country's gross domestic product. Over the years, there have been various legal, policy and institutional measures at the federal and state levels designed to tackle the cancer of corruption in the country. But despite these comprehensive frameworks, compliance in the sector remains elusive. According to the Country Director, Accountability Lab Nigeria, Ode Friday, public procurement corruption is noticeable in the processes surrounding the award of contracts and the implementation of government-owned projects designed to facilitate socio-economic aspirations of members of the public. He added that the Ethics First platform seeks to promote fairness, transparency, and accountability in public procurement processes and ensure that the government gets value for money it invests in projects.
One of the things we are looking here basically is targeted at mainly businesses who bid for government contracts in the procurement space. I would say largely to you that it's a platform where we are ensuring, like, government procurement is one of the places where the highest corruption happens in Nigeria, and we're just targeting to see that there's a partnership between this and the Center for International Private Enterprise, who leads on this project in partnership with Accountability Lab, to ensure we support businesses to do the right thing, to ensure ethical businesses practices, accountability, fairness and equity in government procurement processes. The point is also checking to see businesses are approaching services they deliver to citizens and even the government in ethical ways, in accountable ways, where we can hold them responsible. If you look at what has happened in mostly cuts across government processes, state government processes across Nigeria, you don't hold businesses accountable for some of these challenges or lack of accountability or corruption, but we go straight to the government. But the real implementers of government contracts or government services are the businesses, are the private sector organization. But how do we begin to tilt our focus down to them to ensure that they are doing things in an ethical way, and also ensuring they don't abuse human rights while they are doing all of this, but also ensuring accountability is their watchword for this. This is why we're trying to do Ethics First, to ensure we work with the government to do this. This checks corruption basically because once you sign on to Ethics First, you have to check the boxes. You have to tick the boxes basically to see that for accountability, like we mentioned during the training, for your legal registration, you have all that in place. For systems and structures, for finances, you have all that in place. And we want to ensure that there's fairness. So every government contract or whatever contract you get in its context is gotten in a fair and accountable way without any scratch my back or scratch your back kind of situation, basically.
The one-day meeting also featured conversations aimed at leveraging to improve awareness and increase usage of Ethics First platforms by businesses in the country. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.